Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Before we begin, take a deep breath and settle in, because today's story isn't loud or flashy. It's quiet, raw, and deeply human. It's about Eunwoo, someone we often see shining under bright lights, opening up about a moment when there were no cameras, no cheers, and no familiar faces. Just one long night that became the loneliest of his military service, and the words he shared have left fans around the world in tears. When Eunwoo enlisted, many fans told themselves the same thing: he'll be okay. He's strong, disciplined, kind, and mentally resilient. We watched him smile bravely during his farewell, promising to return healthier and more mature. But behind that calm confidence was a young man stepping into a world completely different from everything he had known. Uniforms instead of stage outfits, orders instead of scripts, silence instead of applause. Recently, Eunwoo spoke honestly about one particular night during his service. Not the hardest training day, not the most physically exhausting moment, but a night, quiet, still, and unbearably lonely. As he described it, fans felt something crack open in their hearts. He talked about lying awake long after lights out, staring at the ceiling in the dark. His body was exhausted, but his mind refused to rest. Around him, other soldiers slept, breathing softly, yet he had never felt more alone. For the first time in a long while, there was no one he could call. No manager checking in, no members laughing nearby, no fans waiting with comforting words, just him and his thoughts. As he spoke, he admitted something that shocked many listeners. He said that night made him realize how much of his life had been built around constant connection: messages, schedules, people, noise. Suddenly, all of that was gone, and in that silence, the weight of loneliness hit him harder than anything else in training ever could. Can you imagine that moment? Have you ever been surrounded by people, yet felt completely invisible? This is where many fans broke down, because his words felt painfully relatable. Eunwoo confessed that what hurt the most wasn't fear or regret, it was missing the small things. The sound of his members' voices teasing him, the familiar chaos backstage, even the tired smiles exchanged after long schedules. He said he realized that night how love often hides in routines we take for granted. At one point, his voice reportedly trembled as he said he wondered if fans were doing okay without him. Not from a place of ego, but concern. He worried whether people who found comfort in his presence were feeling lonely too. That thought, he said, made the night feel even longer. Pause for a second and ask yourself, how often do we think about the emotional weight idols carry in silence? Eunwoo shared that he didn't cry that night, even though he felt like it. Instead, he clenched his fists under the blanket and told himself to endure. He reminded himself why he was there, why he chose to serve sincerely, and why he needed to come back stronger. Not just physically, but emotionally. What made fans truly break down wasn't just the loneliness, but what came after. He said that night changed him. It taught him empathy on a deeper level. He began noticing other soldiers who seemed quiet or withdrawn. He started offering small gestures, sharing snacks, starting conversations, listening more. Loneliness, he realized, is something many people carry quietly. Fans flooded social media with emotional reactions. Some said they cried imagining him alone in the dark. Others shared their own experiences of sleepless nights, feeling seen for the first time through his honesty. Many wrote messages saying, "You weren't alone. We were thinking of you too." How do you feel hearing this side of him? Does it change the way you see his smile on screen? There's something incredibly powerful about a public figure admitting vulnerability, especially someone often described as perfect. Eunwoo didn't try to dramatize his experience. He didn't paint himself as a victim. He simply told the truth. And in doing so, he reminded everyone that even the brightest stars experience darkness. He also shared that during lonely moments now, he thinks back to that night, not with sadness, but gratitude, because it grounded him. It reminded him of who he is without fame, just a young man, learning, growing, and enduring like everyone else. For fans, this confession felt like a quiet promise, a promise that when he returns, he won't just come back as an actor or idol, but as someone who understands pain, solitude, and human connection more deeply. So let me ask you, if you could speak to him right now, what would you say? Would you tell him you cried? Would you thank him for his honesty? Or would you simply say, "You're not alone anymore"? As we wait for his return, moments like this remind us why Cha Eunwoo holds such a special place in so many hearts. Not because he's flawless, but because he's real. Because even in loneliness, he chose reflection over bitterness, compassion over silence. If his words touched you, don't keep them locked inside. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had a night that changed you? A moment of loneliness that taught you something important? Let's talk together. Thank you for staying until the end, for listening not just with your ears, but with your heart. Until next time, let's continue to support him, not just as fans, but as people who understand what it means to feel alone and still keep going.